Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, whoa. I'm almost 100 rocks in, and I just saw a bear. Oh my gosh. That is so awesome. All right, guys, I am out in the forest right now on my way to a more open area where I'm gonna be flipping rocks for snakes, green snakes in particular. And I'm gonna see how many rocks it takes for me to find a green snake. A lot of times I make these videos and people don't understand the work that goes into actually finding the snakes that are featured on camera. And hopefully, if I count how many rocks I flipped today, you guys will see that it's not always easy. All right, looks like we have made it to the opening that I'm targeting for flipping today. Look at this like boggy ground. I feel like I'm in Canada right now. There's like spruce trees, thick sphagnum moss, and then there's all this dewberry, which, in my opinion, green snakes really seem to like. All right. Oh, garter snake already. Let's see what's under the... Oh, another garter snake under this rock. Hang on. Wow, first 2 rocks. That's crazy. 1 garter, 2 garter. It's pretty sweet. That's a really good sign for flipping. Right off the bat, we're getting into snakes. Check it out. The garter snakes in this area are so unique. They often have tons of like browns and greens on them, and really often no discernible stripe. Like there's no stripe on that snake. I'm gonna have to move him to put the rock back, and he is chilly. She, I should say. Put the rock back. Nice. Oh, another garter right here. Man, there's snakes under everything right now. This is a great sign. That's how I know this is gonna be a really good spot. That's a good looking rock right here. Ooh, paper wasps, look at those. Leave them alone. Luckily they're cold. These rocks are great. Looks like it's been messed with by a bear. Guys, this is so crazy. So I flipped this rock. I obviously did not mean to disturb these guys. And this little slate was resting. Look at that. It's like a real life dragon, dude. That is so crazy cool. I was a little bit worried that I hurt these guys at first because I flipped this big rock and heard squeaking and I was like, what was that? And then I realized that I had toppled this rock off of this big one that I flipped. And under this unsuspecting rock, we've got these bats that are hiding out for the day. These are just such cool animals. I don't really know exactly what to do here. I think the proper course of action that's probably least disruptive is putting this little rock right here and then very gently putting this back down on top of them. I know these sorts of bats are very accustomed to getting into tight spaces, obviously, so I think that should be okay for them. All right, let's see here. I might just try to do this because I really don't want to crush these guys. So just to be clear, this is totally accidental. Oh my gosh. Dude, look at the little faces with the mouth open like that. Let me see. But you know, bats can carry rabies. Just want to be careful. Oh, whoa. Dude, that is so cool. Bats are just like the coolest freaking things ever. Look at this thing. I'm gonna put this guy here. If he lets go of the stick. Look at that like stretchy membrane too. These are honorary herps. All right, now this little chicken nugget right here. Okay. Oh yeah, he's just gonna stay like a little McNugget like that. Here we go, buddy. All right, last step here is putting their roof back. Like that. I think that's a nice crevice for them. And we're not on anyone's wing or anything like that. And now we are going to get these guys to crawl back in their crack. Oh yeah, look at that. Look, he's crawling in there. All right, this guy might not be
on his buddy's wing.
Yeah, here, buddy. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna send this guy right back under like this. You should see that dark crack. And yeah, look at that. He's crawling right off and under the crack.
That's awesome. Dude, that is so cool. I mean, I usually get most excited for snakes, and it's really hard to get other animals on camera like that are so secretive. But that is so cool. I mean, what awesome animals. Obviously, I did not mean to disturb them like that, but they just happened to be under this slab between the cracks, and I didn't want to put the rock back on top of them and risk crushing them, so looks like we did the best we could with that, and they're gonna go about their day. Pretty cool. We're gonna keep flipping rocks, hopefully get into some snakes.
Garter. Make sure to get him out of the way. Nice. It's good we're seeing lots of these. Ooh, is that a really dark red belly? Yeah. Fortunately in shed. That's a cool snake. Look at the way it's flattening out right now. That's neat. Here's a flavor of red belly I don't see too often. Pretty drab overall, like really dark. Maybe it'd look different out of shed, but you can see in shed, so that belly is not very vibrant. Gonna let him back under his rock here. Came up a lot easier than I thought. Come on, this has got to be a green. Woo, 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 woo. That's a lot of wasps. Woo. Paper wasps are usually not that on the ball. Those guys were moving as soon as I picked that thing up. Oh, man, these two garters are lucky. Look at the checkers on them. Look at that. Gravid. Alright, these are rocks. I'm calling it. Okay. That's robbery, but whatever. Alright, this. Oh, big shed under there. Alright, we have officially surpassed 50 rocks. And, we have not yet seen a green snake. We've seen garters, red belly, or a red belly, and we're gonna see what else we can find. But yeah, 50 rocks in, no green snake. All right, we've reached our first major obstacle of the day, but thankfully these beavers have provided me a reasonable path across this stream. Look at all the bubbles, that's crazy. All right, looks like we're gonna make it safely across. Ooh, almost spoke too soon. Yes, we are across. Just gotta get through this last part. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, little garter. Sup, buddy? Put you right there for a second. Garter. Much darker one. I'm almost 100 rocks in, and I just saw a bear. I hear him back there still, but I'm standing in this mushy bog. I mean, my feet are sinking in, and this bear just erupted out of the bushes. I saw it like 100 yards ahead or 50 yards ahead, and I thought it had gone already, so I was just kind of like tromping through the bog, and I came right up on him, and he's like crashing through. Hung around longer than I expected, and it looked like a pretty young bear. I don't think it was a cub, but not exactly the good environment to run if I had to. Anyway, let's see if we can find a green snake, but this might be a bust. Oh my gosh. You cannot make that up. Rock number, I think this is rock number 99. Rock number 99. And we got a green. New spot. Green snake right there. And he's upside down. Dang. Well, guys, you can't make that up. 99 rocks in. You could see it on my counter. And we got a smooth green. Nice young one. It'll probably get a little brighter with age, but it's already a pretty good color. That is awesome. One of my favorite species of snakes. Super elusive, but in the right habitat, flipping enough rocks, you can find them. Wow, that is awesome. These guys are fragile little snakes, only inhabiting very pristine habitat where there's a plethora of insects and people don't spray pesticides. So I always try to find the most pristine areas possible when I'm looking for these things. And there seems to be a bit of a correlation. Wow. All right, well, I'm gonna let this thing go. All right, they often don't want to go back under the rock once you flip them. I don't know if there's anything under this one. I don't see anything. Ooh, nice garter. Oh man, the flies are killing me right now. Ooh, ringneck. It's the first one of those. Nice, really yellow belly on this one. That's sweet. It's a really good looking ringneck. Look how thick the black ring on the head is on this ringneck. It's pretty sweet. He's trying to bite me. I don't know why, like this year I feel like I've had more ringnecks than ever try to bite me. But wow, look how thick that black ring is. It's kind of cool. Eesh. Wasps. They really sneak up on you sometimes. Man, this looks snaky. I'm a little nervous. This is going to be loaded with wasps though. That's a very rational fear. This is the piece that's gonna have the wasp nest. Man, well, I almost didn't check this area out, but I was like, I'm just gonna stop at this one more spot. And it just feels a little too hot to flip, but I kicked this rock to see if it was flippable or if it was embedded in the ground, and it wobbled. And when it wobbled, this big, beautiful gravid green snake just flew out into the grass. That is so awesome. This is pretty neat that it's still gravid this late in the year. It's August right now, and I would have thought that these snakes would have laid eggs by now, being that, you know, they're an egg-laying snake. But I don't know if you remember me talking about this in the last video, but green snakes will actually stay gravid as an egg-laying snake way, way late into the summer. I mean, this thing is still not laid eggs, and it's August. Most egg-laying snakes lay their eggs in like June, sometimes July, like early July. But it's very strange that the reproductive strategy of these snakes is to kind of like internalize the eggs, almost like a garter snake or a red-bellied snake that gives live birth late in August. And these guys just hang on to those eggs and then at the last second drop those eggs, and they can have a really, really short incubation time. It's early August right now. I can't imagine that it takes these eggs more than 2 weeks to hatch once this green snake lays them. It's pretty crazy. One of my very favorite species of snake though. I mean, look at those colors. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna let this thing go. Maybe it'll choose to go back under here, but Hopefully it lays some nice eggs.
Wow, I guess that's good reason to give it just a little bit longer. I was gonna give up. It is getting pretty warm, and in this point in the summer, once you get to midday, it is hard to look for a lot of stuff because, I mean, it just gets hot this time of year. So we're gonna wrap things up. I know it was a bit of a shorter video, but if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.